Srimad Bhagwad Gita, chapter 5, Sloka 22. Rupashri ma'am, we will do the chanting. Yehi sparshaja
यहि स्पर्शज भोगा
dukha yonyaha
दुःखयोन्यः
evate
एव ते
आद्यन्त
आद्यन्तवन्तः
kaunteya
कौन्तेय
nateshu
न तेषु
ramate buddha.
रमते बुधः
Shloka 23. Shaknoti haiva
शक्नोति हैव
yaha sodhum
यः सोढुं
praksharira
प्राक्शरीर
vimokshanat
विमोक्षणात्
कामक्रोधोद्
कामक्रोधोद्
भवं वेगं
वेगं
सयुक्तः
संयुक्तः
स सुखी नरः.
स सुखी नरः.
Thank you. Now we will do the meaning part. Shloka 21. Bahye sparsheshu, that is external sense pleasure. Asakta atma, those who are unattached. Vindati, find. Atmani, in the self. Yat, which. Sukham, bliss. Saha, that person. Brahma Yoga Yuktatma, those who are united with God through yoga. Sukham, happiness. Akshyam, unlimited. Ashnute, experience. Sri Krishna ji is telling here, those who are not attached to the external sense pleasure realize divine bliss within the self. Only by being united with God through yoga, they experience a never ending happiness. So, a person who has realized the absolute truth will find so much never ending bliss within himself that he will never be attached to the pleasure of the external sense organ activities. So, this is what a person gains when a person is devotional, spiritual, or always thinking of Sri Krishna ji and following the path shown by Sri Krishna ji in Srimad Bhagwad Gita. So, he gets the eternal happiness, never ending happiness. So, why it is never ending happiness? Because suppose we will take that we buy a car. So, why we buy a new car? So, that happiness lasts for how many days? For 1 month, 2 months. Then the car becomes, as usual, normal, old, and we don't find any excitement by seeing that car, no happiness in that, right? That happiness is temporary. So that car is the external object, since external sensory object, which is giving us the temporary happiness. But when a person realizes the absolute truth, when a person is in the devotion of Sri Krishna ji, he is doing the bhakti to Sri Krishna ji, he is always remembering Sri Krishna ji and able to follow the path given by Sri Krishna ji, and he is following it very nicely, and he has attained the yogi state. He has attained the Brahman state or the supreme state. So what happens then? Then that person is eternally happy. He doesn't want any object to be happy. He is happy within himself. He is happy just being himself, and always he is in the love and bhakti of Sri Krishna. So actually Sri Krishna ji is showing us, telling us that what will be the ultimate result, that when you remember Sri Krishna ji, when you are following the all the path, what he is telling us to control the senses, to be in divine consciousness, to be equanimous, to keep gaining the knowledge, you know. So what, or this is the benefit, that is the last ultimate benefit. So before moksha, we can say that in this life, in this body, in this life, the person who has become yogi, who has attained the Brahman state, is eternally happy, blissfully happy within himself. He doesn't want any new thing in his life, in his or her life. He's just happy by being a devotee of Sri Krishna ji, doing the primary duty, being very helpful to others, taking care of the society, taking care of oneself and the family. This is what Sri Krishna ji is telling throughout the Srimad Bhagwad Gita in different ways. He has also told that you should take care of this body, because this body is a machine. If you don't take care, it will be rusted, it will become damaged. So he has told that also. He is telling to do karma as well. He is telling to do devotion to him as well. He is telling to work for the society as well. So what he is not telling, not don't live for your only self. Don't be selfish. Don't have ego. You should do your duty, that's it. So this is the ultimate result. When a person realizes the absolute truth, he is just happy throughout the day. Even different situations will be coming, difficult situations will be coming. But the yogi is neutral. The yogi is neutral and he understands that yes, this situation is teaching me something. I have to learn something from the situation rather than getting upset or very sad or angry. So, this is what the person attains after becoming a yogi, after following the path of Sri Krishna ji. So, whenever we are happy by external actions, we will also be unhappy by them. Obviously, this universe is with full dualities. When we are happy, we will be unhappy as well. But we realize our inner self and understand the absolute truth of knowledge, we shall be happy and be unaffected by the happenings around us, unaffected by the situations around us. We have to always keep reminding ourselves to be equanimous towards the happiness and the sadness. Being equanimous always is like taking small steps towards the realization of true knowledge, towards the realization of absolute truth, or towards getting moksha. Yes? So it is a continuation of the previous shloka where Sri Krishna ji has told that what is the result? You will be happy within yourself. So it is like 3-4 shlokas on the same topic. Ushawaji.
Sri Krishna. Here, Sri Lord Krishna is explaining from the two slokas that we real knowledge or the real knowledge of reality, or if a person understand the, what is the moksha path is, then he never become upset or he never become sad or happy. He will always be happy inside, from her, from his inside, not with the external organs, or not with the nothing will affect him. He will be always like a yogi. He won't think of the, what we say, the indriya sukh, because our uh, body is not with us. So why should we care or we do? Just we have to do whatever we need for the body, or we need for the limited of the happiness or sad. We should not be attached or affected by that. The Krishna, Lord Krishna is saying again and again, we should not attach from anything. We should be, if we once gain the knowledge, we will be always happy from inside. So we will never think of what he is saying about sadness, or what he is saying about happiness. We will be the equanimous impression.
Thank you. Rupashri ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. In this shloka, Lord Shri Krishna is highlighting the importance of the absolute truth. So, a person who has attained the true knowledge of absolute truth and knows Lord Shri Krishna is the supreme, he doesn't have to depend on anything else for happiness. He would have attained true happiness, eternal happiness. He'll remain always happy despite of any situation, like throughout the day, anytime, whatever is going by in his life, he'll always be happy, and he doesn't get influenced by any situation. If at all we buy something new, or we might feel temporarily happy, or like all of that is like temporary happiness which gives pleasure based on our senses. But knowing the actual truth, the person who has attained absolute truth is called as the Brahman state, who is a true yogi. He will always be dedicated towards Sri Krishna, and he'll do it in his primary duties as well. He always remembers while performing the actions. So that is a bigger eternal happiness towards the path of moksha. So before attaining moksha, he'll be in this path.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Sloka 22. Ye which he very sansparshadhi, born of contact with sense objects, bhoga pleasure, dukha misery, yonya source of eva very, they are adhyantyaha, having beginning and end. Kaunteya is another name of Arjun. Na never teshu in those, ramate takes delight, buddha the wise. Now Sri Krishna ji is saying that the pleasure that arises from the contact with the sense object, though appearing as enjoyable to the worldly minded people, will bring unpleasantness too. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end, and so the truly wise men don't find delight in them. So, why Sri Krishna ji is saying that? Because this entire universe is with duality. We have day, we have night. So Shri Krishna ji is saying that the happiness what you get from the external object, which is enjoyable, will also bring sadness also, unpleasantness as well. So the true yogi or a wise man will understand this fact, and they will focus on what which will give them the eternal happiness, that is never ending happiness. So that is being in the divine consciousness of Sri Krishna ji. So all external joys and sufferings are temporary and has an expiry date. But the devotion in God and belief in Him and the true knowledge has no expiry date, and hence the joy derived from this is also endless. So, this is the benefit of chanting the shlokas, doing bhakti to Sri Krishna ji. That is, we get happiness endless. So, hence, true wise men are not delighted with the external joys and sufferings. They are focused on their eternal bliss they have achieved through the devotion, dedication, and focus. It's not easy to get this eternal bliss, what Sri Krishna ji is talking about, to get the happiness, because one has to follow the path of what Sri Krishna ji has said. And following means adapting something new. A human body is already, is used to living a life. They have their own nature, they have their own behavior. So one has to change. That's very difficult, to change the nature, to change the behavior. Suppose a angry person gets the blessings of Sri Krishna ji and able to understand the Bhagavad Gita, so that angry person, to control the anger itself will be a big challenge. To control that and not to get angry and be equanimous and to accept everything and to follow this path and becoming a yogi, it's a very big deal for a person. So that is why, for after this true wise man, when a normal person becomes a true wise man or a yogi, then they are only focusing on eternal bliss. They are not attracted towards all the external things the way we are attracted. We all are attracted toward the external things. But a yogi or a supreme person or a Brahman person will not be attracted towards it and will be only focused on devotion of Sri Krishna ji. Correct? So that this is what Sri Krishna ji is trying to explain us in different ways. So generally what people will think, that if I become a millionaire, I'll be happy. It's a very common thought that if I get money, I'll be happy. But is it really so that if you get money, then you are happy? Money is not everything. Money can't buy you the happiness. Right? For a small child, if we take 4 or 5 year child, for that child, small things will bring happiness. The new toy, a new cycle, a new dress. But if we look at them as an adult, we feel that okay, it's very silly, but the child is very small, the child is enjoying. This is the difference between that ignorant person, a normal person, and that wise man. That wise man will be thinking to all those normal person and the ignorant persons that yeah, they are happy with all these external things. But that wise person, the true yogi, will know what is true happiness, and that person will be focusing on devotion. Now it's very simple example. We understand that what the 2 year or 3 year child is asking for, it's a very small thing and a silly thing. We don't find happiness in that because we have grown up, our intellect has grown up, and we know those are very small things that actually doesn't matter. But for that small child, it is the world for him. That toy and the dress, their favorites, it is everything for them, and that brings happiness to them. But for us, no, it is something else. The same way is the difference between a ignorant people and the wise people. Wise men will understand what is the true happiness, and they will continuously keep on focusing on that. And they will not be get diverted. Then nothing external objects can no make them divert or get attracted towards it, because they have crossed all this path. They have crossed that ignorant level, they have crossed all the paths to attain that external bliss, to attain that level that they are near to moksha. They have attained the external bliss. So that is what Sri Krishna ji is telling, that be focused on devotion, do with full dedication in realizing the true self and the God which is inside the body, then you will reach the level of eternal bliss. So we should also try. It is Sri Krishna ji is also saying that whatever I have said, it will come later in the shlokas, that whatever I have said, it will not happen in one day. But keep trying. You should not give up. Keep trying. When we start trying, then Sri Krishna ji blesses us and he sends the energy to follow the path. So, how do he sense? When we remember him, when we keep on chanting his shlokas, when we keep on offering him, when keep saying thank you and sorry. So he also always be with us, and he take care of us, and he sends the yog maya. He gives us the energy to follow his path. The path what he has shown is very difficult, but he gives that magic. He does all those miracles that we are able to follow it. So when we do or follow all his path, we shall also be enjoy the eternal bliss or the divine bliss within ourselves, not outside. Okay, Rupashri ma'am, please tell.
Yes, ma'am. In the shloka, Lord Shri Krishna is telling in the continuation of the previous one shloka that all other pleasures have, like, it all comes with an expiry date. It is like all temporary. But if we have got the knowledge of the eternal truth or the absolute truth, then it is like eternal happiness. It is like happiness is always there. So we need to get that, we need to always inculcate in a routine, like wherein we focus back on Lord Shri Krishna throughout the day in all our actions. We often get distracted. We cannot become a true yogi or a Brahman directly. So there's always a chance that we can get diverted. We need to keep refocusing. A wise man will not get deviated. he will know what is the importance of being on this path. So even though he comes across different situations where he can get carried away, he will focus, and he will not get influenced by other things. And we need to inculcate the same thing. So like an example, like a person who has like anger issues, he for him to overcome anger and then be in an equanimous mind and deal with all situations in an equanimous way is a very big thing for him. So and then eventually he can be like always concentrate on Lord Shri Krishna. So likewise, if for each person or like each individual, the situation is different for them to overcome whatever they are and to behave in the situation in an equanimous mind. But Krishna is like reiterating that that is the only way he can help us. So if at all we need to ask Krishna that please help us, give us the strength to do go in this path. He will himself guide us, give us the direction, he'll give us that energy and potential to do things. So he'll make us do it. So we just need to request him to go like we are ready to come in this path, please help us achieve this. So he will eventually make it happen from us. He'll give us that potential and energy to make it happen.
Yeah, true.
Thank you.